Hello everyone, my name is Alex Hoare, author of the Creativity Code, and what I want to talk about now is websites. If you don't have a website already, you should. You probably have a Facebook account, you might have a Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. But websites is where you can kind of put yourself out as a professional brand. It just sets you apart and puts you one leg up. I'm going to talk about a couple different website options you can do. Weebly, I host a lot of websites on. It's probably the most easy, intuitive. Some of its setbacks are it's not as flexible. The next one is Wix. Wix is a little bit more difficult to manage, but their design style is a little different than Weebly, so if you like that, that's the one to go with. The one I won't go over is WordPress. WordPress probably offers you the most flexibility, but it's not a visual drag and drop software, so it takes a little bit more time and effort to get into it. But if that's your cup of tea, then go ahead. WordPress is a huge website creator. So let's start with Weebly. There'll be links below this video for you to click on. It's basically an affiliate link, which means that I get, who knows, a couple cents if you start a website. Feel free to use that. It doesn't up your cost one bit. Feel free to just go to Weebly.com. But if you prefer, I'd like click on the link below. Okay, you'll come to a website like this, and you can either use the get started or the login. If you log in, it will probably bring you to a sort of dashboard like this. But the get started, either way you go through, you're going to get to the kind of the same process, right? So if you click get started right here, oh, well, look at that. It just has you log in. So just put in a username, a password, all that. You can sign up with Facebook or Google. Very, very easy. So for me, I'm going to click here and I'm going to click Add Site. And then all of a sudden I'm going to get all these themes. Basically every website builder, you're going to start out with a theme. And there's collections of themes. So business, portfolio, if you're an artist, a photographer, a designer, anything like that. Personal. See, this one was in 2 different categories. Events, blogs, others. So let's go let's go portfolio. Let's do something that's personal. Okay. Here we go. This looks like a good one. Click on that one. You can change your theme at any time. Just know that I've done multiple websites and then later I've changed the whole theme. I don't like this one, so let's go to this one. Let's see if I like. There we go. That's an okay one. Let's look at this one. All right, this one looks easy enough. Let's start editing. It's going to create your website. And basically the layout, here we go. You don't have to buy anything right away. You can just do a subdomain of Weebly. So we can do this one as a test. Al Gore test. There we go. This is the Al Gore test. And hit continue. So the layout. Up here is your title bar. So your build is going to have all these items that you can drag and drop, and we'll go over that. Your pages, you can add pages. So right here you'll see your pages. So if you simply click here to add page, I'm going to add a standard blog page. Just a standard page. If you added a blog page, it would look like your typical blog. You can look at that later, but it's pretty simple. External link, so this could just link to something else. Non-clickable menu. So this is basically, I do this when I'm just working on something, or if I don't want it to show, you can change that later, so that people can't see it if you're just working on it and you hit publish because you're working on a different page. So let's do standard page. Let's call this page Hangout. Header type. There's different header types, so you can go no header, a splash page, which is basically going to be, there's different options you'll look through. Basically, a splash page could also be, hey, just sign up for my book or sign up for something like that. But we'll do header. Visibility. So this is where you could do public, or you could do, what's great is that you can have members or groups sign in. So you could do something where content is just specific for them, or maybe there's files specific for them that you need a password for or something like that. Visibility, SEO settings. So I would Google, basically we can go back and start designing right away, but later you're going to want to fill these in, right? So you're going to want to fill in specific keywords that Google's going to search for. And if you search for anything, SEO Weebly or SEO Wix, which is the other site I'll show you, it'll show you how to kind of pick these words, hone in on them. But basically, if you're first starting, just use your common sense, right? So this is Hangout. So let's just say it's about architecture, right? Architecture. And this is what will appear in the browser. So page description, architecture, design. I should spell it right. Maybe I'm in Colorado. So this is searching in the engine results. Meta, same thing. These footer codes and header codes, don't worry about it. If you're using some tracking software, sometimes they'll have you put them in the footer code or the header coder. There you go. So that we kind of went into the nitty gritty pretty fast. So I'll go back. So we're back here in the title bar. We could change themes at any time. So you could just click here, go back, change to a different theme if you didn't like it, and it'll automatically update all your changes that you've done. So you can change them at any time. You can change fonts. So there's different levels basically. So your site title right here, you could change that. And that would change this one, your navigation menu, your phone number if you see your phone number. So here's another one, paragraph titles and text titles. This is what you'll mainly be using. So if you want to change it on all your your whole website, you've done a whole bunch of work and you just want to update the font to make it a little bit cleaner, you just go to here and you change this one and it would change all your paragraph titles, and this would change all of your paragraph text. Links button, so that's in your design options, change fonts, theme options, all that. Full body width, you can turn that on. Header gradient on and off. Contrast navigation. I don't know what that does, but you could turn it on and off and see what it does to your page. Just test it. Store. If you're ever selling anything, you can create a store in here. It kind of does everything for you. You have to do a pro plan or something like that, but it's going to be the same in every website. Some people get concerned about cost, which I understand, and they think, hey, should I do Wix or Weebly because of cost? Because one is $7.99 and one is $7.76 or one is $8 or whatever. Honestly, these websites are so competitive that you should pick the one that best fits you. You should pick the one that you can navigate, you can update, you can work with, you can be engaged with, versus whether it's $1 or $4 more or anything like that, because your engagement is what's going to make the difference. Apps you can add on. So third party has made apps. If you're not familiar with apps, you probably need a smartphone, but basically there are little things that third parties have made that has helped, that Weebly itself hasn't made. There's SEO stuff, things like that. Settings, here again, you can put in the title of your site, fill in, if you wanted a site password, you can fill that in. You can just basically look through here. SEO, again, add this. I really like how easy it is in Weebly. Members, so you can, and editors, you can add an editor. So let's say you have a business partner or someone you're partnering up with, they can also edit it at the same time, and they'll have their own login and password. These are the apps that you added, and your blog. So let's go back to build, and let's start building. So it's literally as easy as drag and drop. So here, this is your website basically. So if you're starting something, I want to start a text, I would click, hey, my name is Al Gore. I am cool, right? Want to add an image. What's cool about this is that this blue line is going to tell you where it's going to be placed. You can place it right here, or if you place it on the side, oops, you got to place it actually on the side. See right here on the side, it's going to pull my name over, and I can take this and I can move it right here. So all of a sudden now I have two columns, right? So I have text, and then now I can put images. Upload images. Basically, you can just drag and drop. Let's see if I have anything on my desktop easy that I can just drag and drop right here. Here was a cool library that I found. So I just dragged it from my desktop. I have two screens, and then I went over and pulled this in. That's how simple it is. You can click on this image now, and what Lightbox does is that once you publish it, let's say you're navigating this website and you're like, oh, I really like that picture, and you click on it, it's going to pop up Lightbox and it's going to fill up the full screen. So it's just going to show them a bigger picture. Link. So this can be a link. So you could say, let's say this is some museum you did. You could link this to a standard website, and you could go, let's say it's a Guggenheim, or who knows, www. And then you could put in the link, to that. And then when they clicked on this, it would go to that web page, right? So an image can be a link. If you watch my Photoshop tutorials, you can make cool buttons. I'll show you buttons in here. You can make your own image that could link onto something. Align. This is for text too. Basically, you can align things left, right, or center. Spacing. This is, see how the margins right here. Basically, you can make these bigger or smaller. Let's say you want it aligned all the way over there, all the way to that side. What else? Captioning. You can caption the text and just put a little word down there. See, there you go. And then advanced. This is if you want some borders or anything like that. I never like borders. I like simplicity, modern, cool design. Oops, there you go. So images. Gallery is the same thing, only it's going to ask you to load a whole bunch of images. So this would have you choose a bunch. So let's go, I'll show you that because there's some different options with gallery. I'm going to navigate to my Dropbox over here. Team archive. Sorry, 1 second. Let me just search. Here we go. So, Atlas tiny house. I made some tiny houses. I'm just gonna do a couple of them just to show you what's going on here. Okay, so I'm just gonna drag and drop. It's gonna take a little bit to upload. Doesn't take too long. While that's uploading, you can drag and drop maps. That'll make a Google map, a slideshow. Same thing. Maybe I'll show you that because then there's different options for slideshow. But again, that'll make one big picture and then different ways to navigate. Just clicking on it, or maybe it'll make you have the options to have little pictures, all that. Contact form. This is great for getting people's information. Okay, now they're uploaded. Columns, you can have 2, you can have 4, you can have 5. I don't even know how many you can have. 6, anything like that. You can mess with the spacing. Again, the same thing. You can bring top margin, bottom margin, caption. You can caption them. Thumbnail or lightbox only. That means when it's full. Partial thumbnails or full thumbnails. These are called thumbnails, right? I mean, they're bigger than your thumbnails, but that's the idea. They're as big as your thumbnails. You can have them display when you hover over them. And then advanced image spacing. Let's go. There you go. Look at that. That brings them closer in. I like that. I like that. Let's go 1. Nice and sharp. Image, you could do square, rectangle, none. None makes them their own size. That's no good. Let's do rectangle. There we go. Okay, so basically you're getting the idea that inside everything that you drag and drop, there are settings. So click out. If you want to delete anything, you just click X. If you have anything on the wrong page and you want to put it on a different page, you can click here and you can move this to your different pages. You can move, or you click copy and it'll make a duplicate of it, right? But I'm going to get rid of this. Are you sure? I'm going to put in a slideshow. And then see, you pick the different options of how you want it to look. There's the buttons, there's the one with the thumbnails. You can just have numbers, and then it's going to have you drag and drop. I'm going to click out because you guys get the idea of dragging and dropping. Or you can click upload, and then you can navigate. You can navigate on your computer. All right. Contact form. I love this. You can say, hey, my name is Al Gore. Are you also cool? Contact me. Right. You click in here to edit. You can do your cool people. All that, and then you can change your options, right? So form options. Well, here, sorry. Let me go back. Here, when you did your form, here's your form options. So if you don't want them to put their name, you can just click X. I don't want that. I just want email. If you don't want to comment, hey, I don't need you to comment. I just want your email because you're cool. But then you could put them back in, right? So you could put back in short text box, and then you could title this one name. You could do check boxes, right? And you could say, hey, how cool are you? Very cool, medium cool, like extremely cool. And then all that information will be sent to you. You can put phone number, addresses, all this. We'll get into dividers and spacing, but images. And then your form options, where do you want this to go to, right? So you type in your email. So whatever your email is, and that's where it will be in. You can have a confirmation message or a confirmation link. And then you would just put in the link right there. And then after they filled it in, it would go to that page. Spacing, all that. So save, click delete. Oh, if you want to move it too, let's say you want to move it, just drag and drop. Just drag and drop. So now we drag and drop this down here. And let's say that I want it more centered. So I'm going to put in a spacer. And spacers can be vertical or horizontal. So I'm going to put a spacer in on both sides. Basically, that's going to give put this in the center. I could put a spacer in here, in between this and this, and then I could click on this. I can make it bigger, or I can make it smaller, right? You could put in a divider. The divider basically shows, it's just a little divider line, but you can kind of outline sections that way, all right? So this is your contact section. Okay. What else do we have here? Embed code. So as you get more advanced, there might be, what did I put in code for? There's different things that I put in code, but basically it makes a box and then you can put in the code. So I think I've made animations and things like that, but that will come more in the future. Right now, just trying to get you up on the website and ready to go. Button, you can make buttons. There's a whole bunch of different types of them. Click here. Again, you can do the spacing. You can change the style, different styles, all that. Section, let's pull that in. So basically a section is, kind of delineates the whole thing. And you can put a picture behind it. You can do a whole layout. You can do something like this. Oh, okay. I just want a cool quote and an image, right? So, okay, save. Click in here. Edit this background. You can replace it with your own image. Say we want that cool library. They give you also a bunch of different options. So now you can do a section, and you are good to go. And then save. There we go. Now I can click on this text. I can change the color to maybe black. I can make it bigger. I can make it bold. I can make it a link so that it goes to a different website. Anything like that. So now you have your sections, your website. What else do we have here? You can place in video, you can place in audio, you can place in a document, YouTube. So basically this is super easy if you have YouTube videos. All you do is you paste in your YouTube URL. So you go to your video, you place in your URL or your link, and you're good to go. If you just have a video file, you can drag and drop it and put it on there. Here's commerce. That's a little bit more advanced, but I think you're getting, I just kind of threw these out here, but how easy and simple this is. And how easy and simple this is I showed this to my dad a couple years ago, and it's gotten even better. And what's great, excuse me, it's early in the morning, is my dad is my dad, not my son. I just recently had a son, but I looked a couple weeks later because I think I had his login, or maybe I just asked him. And he, in a week or two, he not only created one website for himself, he created three websites. And I was like, oh, that is so awesome. That is so awesome. It is so easy to make a website these days that there's no excuse. Here's that theme that we just started on. So you could just start editing this. You could edit this. See how they just did the bold right there. You can change the background. They did spacers to bring that down. So you could start off with something that you love and simply just change the images, the pictures, all that stuff. If you haven't seen my Photoshop tutorial, go, because then you can make cool stuff like this. Go look at that. But this is basically it. And then once you're done, you hit publish. That's it. Publish it. It's up. It's up on the. It's live. It's ready to go. There's a lot more, to Weebly. But this is a great starter. So if you're ever thinking about a website, now is the time. It will set you apart. It's the thing to do. It's the next Facebook. It's the next Instagram. It's what everyone should have. It's what everyone should be updating. Okay, that's Weebly. There's a link below. Wix, very similar in that it's basically graphical drag and drop. Okay, so once you get that concept, all you have to do is drag and drop and explore kind of how to do things. So I'm gonna add a site. Same thing. There'll be a link down below to this. I'm a designer, so I'm going to do this. I'm just going to start with this Wix editor. Artificial intelligent design. Haven't messed with that yet. You might want to play around with it. Maybe AI will, if you're of my generation or know of the Terminator, maybe you're afraid of AI. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you watch Westworld and it's freaking you out right now. Maybe you're loving it. Go ahead and click on it. We're going to do this regular one. Same thing, pick a theme. They have different categories. You can pick any theme, anything you like. Each one of these have, just a bunch to choose from. Here, we can view, or we can just start editing it. We'll just start editing it. It's going to take a little while. Here's your workspace, just like in Weebly. You kind of have that center workspace. Here we go. Oops. And drag and drop. Background. You can change your background. You can click on images. You can drag and bring your own image in there. These are all from mine. So one that I've already created. There was social images. Oh, apparently you can link. Look at that. Very nice. Link your Facebook, Instagram, Dropbox, Flickr. If you're a Flickr person, I mean, this would just be perfect. Free from Wix. Big stock images. I think these cost something. Let's see. That looks cozy. Yep, $2.99. But anyways, if there's one that you're looking for, very intuitive, very easy to do. Weebly also has its own stock images, so you're good to go there. So that's your background. If you want to add here, editing is just the same. It's a couple more clicks, but basically you can change your fonts, you can change your font size, bold, all this, left, right alignment. You can add different things to it. Very easy. Image, change image. Again, it's going to pop up. You can just upload an image if you want. You can edit your image. You can crop it. You can make a link. Here's your link, so you could have this be a link to a different page. Lightbox, same concept. Add over here. Again, if you want to add text or images, just drag and drop. It has this little nice aligning tool. They give you all these options, right? The main difference is that I feel personally that Weebly is more maybe uniform, meaning you could change everything at once. Things seem to, these give you more options, and you know they're kind of aligning, but it seems that Weebly is more, you only have a couple different options, and then you can left, right, you know, place it, and you'd be good to go. Some people might think that's a negative. I think it's a positive when you're starting out. You need to start out with rules. You need to start out with a template. You need to start out with limited options, because you need to focus on the content itself, right? You need to focus on what you're actually providing. If it looks cool and there's nothing there, you know, who cares, right? So it's more about what you're giving, right? What you're projecting out in the world, what you're trying to offer, right? Deciding whether this should be here, 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 or here is really not of any concern, especially in the beginning. Once you get very advanced and you want to do something cool with the text and you're like, I need this, you know, there are really cool things. This might not be the greatest example, but it's kind of cool. It's oh, okay, this essay, I can line this up so that it's perfectly, you know, right by the A, and I have this little contrast, I have the light and the dark, right? Which is great. But to begin with, you know, you don't need all that. You just need to focus on what you're putting in here and what you're giving. Okay, add images, add a gallery, add a slideshow, right? Add a button, add a box, add a strip. Strip the same as the other one. It just basically, you know, goes the whole way. So let's find a good one. Classic. That one makes a movie in it. Let's just pull this one. Oops. So there's your strip. Okay. Same thing. You can edit it. You can edit the background. All that. Shape. You can put in shapes. Right. Drag and drop. Drag and drop. Again, the only difference between this, well, there's probably a lot in WordPress, is that WordPress, you're working in a back like navigation. You wouldn't be able to see what you're doing. You're inserting things via text and all that stuff. And I'm a very visual person. I think thinking visually is something that we all need to work on, and something that can help us. but you know, to each their own. Add videos, add music, social buttons. There's social buttons on Weebly too. Contact, again, that drag and drop a map is exactly like this. Contact forms, again, extremely similar. How your menu looks, your list, Lightbox, blog, how your blog looks, store, same thing. It's, you know, I'm sure all of them are premium, and then more. This is probably just a catch-all category of things that they're adding on. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave your comments. Get started. Get started as soon as you can. Start playing. Start simply. All that, and then don't forget SEO on the backside. So once everything's done, just type in Weebly SEO or type in Wix SEO, and it's going to give you some tips of what to do. And the key right now is to do. It costs you nothing to start whatsoever. You don't even have to show anyone. Even if you publish it and it's not already, no one's going to find it. No one. There's a million websites, 10 million. I don't even know how many websites. There's 10 bajillion, gazillion websites out there. So you can even hit publish, you know, just to see what it looks like online, and no one's ever going to see it unless you literally start giving out the links, or if it's some, you know, perfect keyword that you bought, which trust me isn't going to happen because everyone's fighting for keyword and search ranking and all that stuff. So just get started. Don't be afraid of failure. Experience is your key. All right. Thanks, everyone.